Odysseyers! Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mike. What a gorgeous day we're having here in beautiful Merritt, British Columbia. We're approaching the end of September. We're entering Q4 of 2021. Well, what does that mean? Well, 2018 was the year of lineups at food banks, lowering interest rates, repo markets. Banks can't get a lid on anything, and nobody knows if they're tricking or treating or what's happening in the financial sector, what's happening in the medical sector, in the schools. They were fighting over bathroom wars at Target, which bathrooms are being used by who. And then we roll into 2019. What was 2019? And we covered extensively on Mike and the Knights, the year of the protest. Hong Kong in shambles. You had, the Gilets de Jaunes in France. Those are the main ones. But every country in South America, minus Honduras, were in protest. Countries like Lebanon, Israel, because of rigged elections in Israel, Egypt, all countries across the world were in protest. Heck, even Iceland was protesting in 2019. So what is going on? Well, there's lots going on. And we entered into 2020. And that was the year of the COVID. COVID came in. And what did COVID do? Shut everything right down. 2020 was the year of the lockdown. 2021 was the year of forced injections. And 2022, we're going back to 2019, the year of the protest. Now look what's happening in Australia. Remember that little thing we did 3 years ago on the channel? Because we're covering the entire Commonwealth very extensively. And we still do to this day. Which is really nice, because if you connect the dots across the Commonwealth, we actually put a post and we asked you guys, who was going to be the first country in the Commonwealth to fall? We put that post up in 2018. Everyone voted Australia, and I believe that Australia was the testing ground for all this crap. And we discussed this extensively. This is not like, oh, we jumping on the bandwagon because of the riots in Australia or the protests in Australia. No. People that know and follow this channel know what we know and what's going on, and that's why we're really informed here. Because we reach out to people. Mike and the Night on Odyssey, baby, live. And it's unplugged, not safe for YouTube. So check it out on Odyssey live. Okay, so what is going on here? This is the front page, front and center, this morning on CNN. Look at that, September 24th. It's horrible what you saw. Well, let me tell you what I seen here. Border Patrol agents patrolling the border. Questions, debates, that's what it is. You want to debate the floor and the ceiling? You go ahead. You want to say pink is blue? You go ahead. You want to say man is woman and woman is man? You go ahead. But this is called patrolling the borders. So they always want to make conservatives or people of God or people, family, pro-family, always look like they're just terrible human beings. The president condemned the images and says those responsible for the actions will be punished. It's outrageous. So now they're getting punished for patrolling the border. Biden says that Democrats, if I snuck into one of those countries, like if I try to sneak into Haiti illegally, you know what they would do to me at their border? Or if I try to go into like Belize from Mexico, or try to sneak into Mexico without going through a border crossing, if I try to sneak into Mexico, you know what would happen to me? A lot worse than being chased down by a horse. Trust me, I can tell you that. I lived in Mexico for 2 years. I know. Biden says Democrats at the stalemate and his economic agenda hangs in the balance of Capitol Hill. Good luck with that, guys. That's all a lot of funding. It reminds me of the whole second Iraq War. Yeah, a second Iraq War. A lot of people didn't know there was a first one. The second Iraq War to finish the job, where a lot of big companies laid their pockets with obviously tons of money. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to get skimmed off the top so much, there's going to be nothing left for the people that are actually funding the infrastructure. It's kind of funny how that works. All right. He traveled. Oh, no. Oh, I missed one. Sorry. He traveled through 11 countries, braving violent bandits. Then he was deported. More than 40 children with non-Haitian passports deported to Haiti, says International Organization for Migration. Well, there was a lot of non-Portuguese people deported back to Portugal from Canada in 2006, 7, and 8. So what happened was, let me give you a little rundown on that. In 1993, Canada closed immigration from Europe. That was a big mistake because a lot of the Portuguese work in the labor industry, in construction. They actually do cement finishing, pouring, concrete, bricklaying, all the work that, I don't know, other cultures, maybe the Italians did it too, and so did the Greek. But it was predominantly Portuguese. So in 2000, Canada opened visa offices for Portuguese to come. Portuguese came with a promise to stay full citizen, the path to citizenship. Guess what happened in 2006? Everybody was deported. They went to my high school. They went to all the high schools to grab all the Portuguese kids and deport them. They shut down Dufferin Mall on Dufferin and DuPont and got on a Saturday afternoon when the mall was busy. You couldn't get in and out of the mall if you couldn't prove you weren't Portuguese. I mean, if you couldn't prove you weren't Portuguese, then they put you on a bus. They accidentally deported 2 people with that weren't Portuguese back to Portugal from Canada. Don't bother looking it up because it all got scrubbed off the internet. Mass purging of Portuguese families, and I'm willing to reward somebody if they could find those articles from this all the Canadian news articles after the Liberals got a bailout 8 months, 9 months, a year ago. All of that got wiped. More than chaos infests at airport after U.S. deports migrants. What it's like inside a hospital treating migrants at the U.S. border. So this whole border crisis, and we discussed this on Mike in the Night. We can't go too in depth here, but this whole border crisis makes Australia look like a joke. You get 10,000, 20,000 people migrating across the border into Texas or Arizona, wherever they're coming, whatever state they're coming into, New Mexico, California, and they're coming from a country that has less than 3 or 4 hospitals and no social distancing and no vaccines, but there's no outbreak, there's no cluster. But it makes Australia look pretty bad when they close down all their states for no reason, and New Zealand. CDC breaks the advisors on booster recommendations with green light for at-risk workers. So I think they're going to go with the 3rd shot is going to become mandated now as fully vaccinated, and COVID passports will no longer be valid if you don't get your 3rd shot. New details emerge about Brian Laundrie's. Nobody cares. Okay, Bitcoin plummets after China intensifies cryptocurrency crackdown. So China, you know what's happening there with El Grande Relaxo Rancho there, with all their investments there. Well, they built a bunch of empty condos that are not worth anything, but they diversified their portfolio in the end of 2019. So they invested in the West quite a bit. So watch out for that. A judge orders Trump.org to address subpoenas by New York Attorney General for company records, whatever. Breaking House passes bill preserving the right to abortion. Illinois coroner identifies body as missing graduate student. Okay, let's find something here that's news and buzz. There was something in here about, they're going to do climate lockdowns. We talked about that about 1.5 years ago here on the channel when I had that nurse come in and gave me a breakdown on her speakerphone call about pushing for climate lockdowns. And that's a big issue because they've been trying to get the climate lockdowns as effective as the COVID lockdowns. Oh, they're trying to pass rules to stop making employees turn on webcams during meetings. White House taking steps to release info to Congress about what Trump and his aides are doing as violence erupted in the Capitol. Again, this is all ongoing garbage. This is CNN. And the sad part is people actually read this crap and actually believe everything that's written on there. So, it's really sad to see. 2018 was the year of the bail-in. 2019 was the year of the protest. 2020 was the year of the lockdown. 2021 is the year of the forced injection. And 2022, I predict we're going to go back to the year of the protest. Look what's happening in Australia, where, again, like I said it because I stole it from the Furious Fast Five. If you dominate people with violence and they have nothing to lose, all they do is fight back. I said it first, okay? because I stole it from the Furious Fast 5 movie. Right? Okay. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Look forward to reading your comments here. Morning Coffee with Mike. What's in your brew? Let me know in the comments below. Look forward to seeing just talking. God bless. See you soon. Link below to Odyssey channel. You want to get on Odyssey for our Not Safe for YouTube Mike in the Nights. God bless. Cheers.